Welcome to Subramani. I'm going to talk to you about people who are financially independent in the sense that they have enough money not to have to work again, or maybe there and thereabouts. Let me explain what I mean. Many of my friends have gone through an IPO in the sense that they work for a company which has gone public, so they have money. They got ESOP from, say, HDFC Bank, they got ESOP from Axis Bank, they got ESOP from Infosys. Some people, a combination of a tech company and a bank, so they have money. But some people have enough money, like say 10 crores at the age of 45, which is perhaps sufficient for them to retire, though they need not do anything again for the rest of their life for money. This kind of income, given his lifestyle or the family's lifestyle, this kind of money is enough. Then there are others who know that they have say 4 or 5 crores, which does not look enough when you are 45, because you're continuing to earn, you're continuing to put money into the retirement kitty or the financial independence kitty, but you're reasonably well off. So I was just working with a friend, and I said, your money will also grow, right? So from the age of 45 to the age of 60, when you actually want to retire, your about 6 crores will become at least 20 crores. That will be more than sufficient for you to retire. So which means you have reached a stage in life when you can just worry about earning enough to pay for your food and medical insurance and term insurance if appropriate. You pay for all those expenses, your vacations, you pay for all that, but you do not need to add anything to the retirement kitty. You have done so many things right in your younger age, that you have earned well, that you have saved well, invested well, etc. So at 45, your retirement corpus is ready, provided you don't touch it for the next 15 years. So it is enough money for you to retire at 60, provided from 45 to 60 you let that money compound. So when I say money in the bank, what I mean is a well diversified portfolio of 5 crores or 6 crores that will grow at some pace. I am just assuming it will double twice, maybe it will double 3 times, but it is sufficient for you not to bother about adding to that kitty. You don't have to add to your retirement kitty. That itself is good. So 3 stages, like I said. First, you have so much money at 45 that you can retire, right? So you're financially independent, you can do whatever you want. You don't have to retire, but you can do whatever you want. Maybe you work in an NGO and contribute to them, right? You have enough surplus. Second is those people who don't have to add to their retirement corpus or to their children's education or anything, because at 45 your kids are not yet got educated, right? I mean, they are in school, college types, but you still have to pay for their fees and things like that. But the bigger expenses are still perhaps pending. Obviously your children are not married, and if you have money for that, you have to put money away for that also. But assuming you've done everything, you can retire, but you won't retire because you need to do something in life, and you don't really know, you don't have enough things to keep you occupied throughout the day, so you will be employed somewhere. You will do your own business or something like that, but you will not full time say, oh, I'm going to retire and I'm just going to sit at home and read books. Right, because I find that reading books also has to have an end purpose. For example, I picked up a book like How Not to Invest. Now, How Not to Invest is a good, interesting book to read. But if I had an end goal, like I wanted to do a book review, or I wanted to talk about it, or I wanted to write about it, do a book summary or a book review, and then publish it, then there is some drive to read it. Otherwise, it's, oh, I'll read it later, right? You keep postponing, procrastinating. So you don't want to do any of that stuff. You want to be financially independent enough that you don't need to add to the retirement kitty or to any of your other goals. You have provided enough for your children's education, children's marriage, your lifestyle expenses and all that. So now you can do whatever you want. The second is, when you don't have to add to the retirement kitty, you can take a lesser demanding job. Let us say currently you have a 2 crore rupee job which is very demanding. You're traveling 14 days in a month, right? You sometimes stand at the airport wondering whether you're coming or going, right? So you are under so much stress, and you're to earn your 2 crores, 2.5 crores, you have to do all that. But suddenly you realize that you have enough money by whatever reason it was caused. Like I said, you did all things right in your young age. Maybe you got a job in Infosys, collected the ESOP, then got a job in HDFC, collected the ESOPs, kept it, then got a job in Axis Bank, collected the ESOPs. So with all those kind of ESOPs, collections, some you went cash, some you're still holding, right? So with all that you got things right, but now you've reached a stage when you can again go back and take up a less demanding job. Maybe this job will pay you 15 lakhs a year instead of 2 crores, but it will be less demanding. Maybe it is only 4 days a week, maybe it is only 3 days a week. They allow you to work from home, they allow you to take long vacations, right? So they do all that, and you are looking after the compliance of 4 NGOs, right? That's what you're doing. You've been a banker, you have done compliance, you have filed in the returns on time, RBI returns, income tax returns, etc., etc. So that is what you're doing in an NGO now. How much are they paying? Well, the bank was paying you 2 crores, these people are paying you 15 lakhs. Now what is 15 lakhs? 15 lakhs is exactly the kind of amount that you spend on your day-to-day expenses. You don't need to touch your corpus for anything. This includes your small vacations, etc., but does not include a big major any foreign vacation. So this job pays well, and this so this is good. So this is one option that you can look at. The other, of course, there are a lot of other things that you can do, but you have to understand one thing. You have to create a nice portfolio which will compound at a good rate, right? If inflation in India is going to be 5%, then your power of compounding should make sure that over the next 15 years, so from 45 till your age of 60, it should compound at a damn decent pace, maybe at 12%, right? So you want your portfolio, not just your equity portfolio, to do this. For this, there are enough calculators where you can put in the numbers and say, this is my actual spending, this is what I hope will be my spending at retirement. Obviously, you need to remove things like maybe EMI won't be there, children's school fees, college fees would have all stopped. Then, so children related expenses would have come down dramatically, but may not have gone to zero, because even now you could go and visit them and things like that. So that is part of your, that will be part of your cost. So know which costs to keep, which costs to remove, to arrive at your post-retirement expenses, right? So how many years later, so what are the numbers which are important? Your current expenses, your expenses projected at retirement, which will be very difficult, but your current portfolio which is being used to create your endowment, your retirement corpus, right? So it obviously does not include a house, it includes a house which is given on rent, right? So you know what are your assets, so you put those assets. So let's say 10 lakhs is your current income, your current expenses, and 6 crores is your portfolio. Then find out when do you really want to retire, say 15 years, your annual inflation, assume at least 5%, but if you assume 5% inflation, also assume that your total portfolio return would be in the region of 7%, 7.5% maybe. So then again, now you estimate you know your current expenses, estimate your expenses at retirement, and see how much portfolio you will need at retirement. So you have now 45, in 15 years, how much will it grow? Based on all this, see, we still don't know what turn your health will take, what turn your medical insurance will take, what turn markets will take. We have no clue on all this, but we have to put in some numbers and arrive at some conclusion. So the first question to ask yourself is, how long do I want to fully retire and live completely off my investments? Inflation in India has been in the region of 7-8%, so I'm assuming it will be 6% or 7%. I don't think you need to assume 11-12%, but remember, there can be bad years. In 2022, I think India's inflation was less than America's inflation. Unheard of for people like me who have always seen US inflation at 1 or 2%. 12% and Indian inflation even up to 15-16%. We've seen all that, so very difficult to accept that, but the truth is something like that is happening. At what rate will your portfolio grow, and therefore what will be your safe withdrawal rate, right? So these are all questions which you have to answer, which most of us are not well equipped to answer, right? Even I have to sit down and guess inflation rates, etc. So then, is your actual current portfolio more than what you thought it would be? Is it now adequate for you to retire? Check out all that. If it is not sufficient, then you need to save more. You have some corpus, but you think that corpus will not be enough, even if it compounds at a good pace when you reach your age of 60. Therefore, you will have to still add something to your portfolio. But in many cases, you can say, okay, I can stop saving. I can put this money, this money, if I put it away and don't touch it for next 15 years, it will grow enough. So the whole point is that, can I take a less paying job, right? What kind of job? Ask yourself, what kind of job are you willing to pursue if your compensation needs are much lower, right? You don't want to travel like that. I'm not enjoying the travel which I do for work, right? So far so good. Then you are accustomed to spending so much. Will your spending come down? What will happen? What will happen if your spouse dies? Will your spending come down? Will your spending increase? Keep room for error. Keep adjusting en route, because things will change. How long you will leave the portfolio to grow is also important. So if you started this whole exercise at 35, then by the time you're 60, this would have gone up 5 times, 4 times, 5 times, right? Whatever, at least that much. So would that be, could you have started earlier, right? That's a question. Then the question is how much more your portfolio grows every year and things like that. And in implications for your career, if you're younger, do you want to take up a job in an NGO at the age of 35? Is it really of interest to you? Or are you going to say, it does not matter how much money I have, I'm going to work hard and I'm going to create wealth for me, my family, etc. That's also fine. So, how are you going to use your current corpus for an early retirement, or how are you going to use your corpus to decide to do a less demanding but more interesting job? So these are questions which you should be able to answer based on these calculators. All these calculators are available online. I don't have control over any of them, so go and have fun. Bye.